So I'm well on my way
to being able to
paying
buy a
off
house.
my mortgage with Bitcoin. The second largest U.S. mortgage lender will accept payment in Bitcoin. Dave, is he? Yeah, David's still here. David, if you want to talk on this, I'd love to. If you want to raise your hand, come on up. This is interesting. Starting later this year, U.S. home buyers will have the option to pay for their mortgage in Bitcoin. United Wholesale Mortgage, which made its public debut in January via a special purpose acquisition SPAC merger, announced plans this week to accept cryptocurrency for home loans in what is being billed as the first in the nation, or it's the first for a national mortgage industry.
Oh, okay,
Producer Matt, do you have this? Do you have this that you could? Where's producer Matt? Did I skip an article? I may have skipped an article to get to this one.
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
Yeah. I skipped one.
Stonks.
Producer Matt, stonks. Sorry, I skipped on your. We'll come back to that one, but go ahead and put the Bitcoin one up. All right, we've evaluated the feasibility, and we're looking forward to being the first mortgage company in America to accept cryptocurrency to satisfy mortgage payments. CEO Matt Ishbia said in the company's second quarter earnings call Monday. That's something that we've been working on, and we're excited that hopefully Q3 we can execute on that before anyone else in the country, because we're a leader in technology and innovation.
Yeah, if you say so. Of course, you're a leader in technology and innovation.
I know, right? They said,
are they going to also take NFT payments?
Yeah, let me pay for my house with my NFT digital art.
Yeah,
it is unclear whether UWM will hold the cryptocurrency it accepts or convert it to fiat at the point of the transaction. The company did not immediately get back to CNBC with that information. So in the past, and let me see if I can invite David up here. In the past, my understanding, and I have limited understanding of this, but I've kind of looked into it. I want there to be a way for this to happen. But in the past, my understanding is if someone wants to purchase a home in Bitcoin, let's say you have $100,000 of Bitcoin, which means you own like 2.3 Bitcoins. All right. So you have $100 and something thousand in Bitcoin, and you want to buy a house with Bitcoin. You make an offer in US dollars, I think. So you have to convert your Bitcoin at that time to whatever your offer is going to be to make sure that you can afford this thing, right? So then the suggestion is to go ahead and take that money out, because although we're up like, a quarter point or something like that, or 1% in Bitcoin today, tomorrow it may go down 5%.
A lot.
And if it goes down 5%, it's kind of volatile. If it goes down 5%, you made $100,000 offer because you have $100,000 in Bitcoin.
Yeah,
now you don't have enough money to buy the property. Now you're suddenly at $95,000. And if there's a run on it, or if somebody on Reddit posts something about making a run on Bitcoin, then it goes way down really fast. So the volatility of Bitcoin is the thing that kind of keeps most people from using it to purchase a property, because you have to be under contract for 30 to 45 days sometimes, because then the seller has to go find a house, or there's logistical items like the inspection. So the way I see it being most feasible is that someone uses it as if they were using cash and can like close fast, sell fast, close fast. And it's so fast that the Bitcoin doesn't have time to move much. So you limit the volatility with speed. The other way to limit the volatility is by taking that money and putting it somewhere else, converting it to the fiat currency. And I was trying to bring up David because I think there's a way to convert it to this like holding, where it basically takes a 7-day average or a 10-day average or something like that, where it's going up and down in that amount. So you're more sure. And it's just held there, and there's a fee for that holding. So
yeah, but that's still so quick, to change that much in 7 to 10 days.
Yeah. But that's my limited understanding of how this works. But what they're saying is that you don't have to convert to dollars. You can go from your Bitcoin wallet to the mortgage company.
Just give it to them. And then the responsibility is on them to either cash it out or convert it.
Or they can keep it. Right. It's whatever they want to do at that point, but they will note that, yes, this mortgage is paid off.
But then it's paid off. So if I have 20 grand left on my mortgage, I can just pay that off and say, here you go. So not necessarily for a new purchase. but can I pay my loan off? Like, I'm done. I paid for it in Bitcoin because I invested in stonks.
So
and
they,
Dogecoin.
so it's a wholesale. So UWM is the nation's second biggest mortgage lender after Quicken, the Detroit-based lending giant owned by Rocket Companies.
It's always different who these biggest companies are, but anyway.
They work solely through wholesale channels, meaning that the company employs a fleet of brokers who then connect clients to homes. Well, so we're evaluating the feasibility and requirements in order to accept cryptocurrency to satisfy the mortgage payments. What?
Wait, what?
Wait a minute. You said that you'll be able to do it, and now you're evaluating the feasibility. It seems like you should evaluate the feasibility prior to saying that you can do it.
Right. I'm stoked you got to that part because that's a big, like, well, wait, there's more.
Yeah. I kind of buried the lead on that one, but it was a fun discussion to talk about how the cryptocurrency stuff works. If you know more about cryptocurrency than I do, which a lot of you do, we'd love for you to like comment on this. Tom Butt says, like making an offer based on your stock portfolio. Well, actually, even more volatile than that.
Yeah, I have. If you have very high risk, high movement stocks, it's still more volatile than that.
Yeah, more volatile and without the fundamentals. Like, I mean, that's kind of what you rely on
without any foundation. Like without, it's just ethereal. Essentially, it's like, I think it's worth this much.
That is a currency, isn't it? Ethereum.
Yeah, I think it. Yeah.
All right. Anything else you wanted to note on that one before we'll go back up?
No, because this stuff is like, I know I'm the old guy on the show, and Matt's literally more than half my age, and you guys can make fun of me because I don't know how to. What did I have trouble with earlier? Oh, I emailed the wrong pictures.
Oh, wait, hang on.
Yeah.
David Morrell, Morrell. You guys find him. He sent me a message in the back channel. He said, I'm driving, hard to talk. Love it though. He said, this space is blowing up. Huge opportunity. You can convert stable coins or TWAP. TWAP. TWAP.
I don't think we can say that on the show, buddy. Stop saying that. We're gonna get flagged.
TWAP.
Stop saying it's not okay, dude.
So you convert to stable coins or TWAP, and that's exactly.
I don't. It's not okay. We can't do that.
Clint Peters, he said, I had a client to want to use crypto traditional lenders.
Cardi B has entered
Producer Matt just put the in the YouTube. Cardi B has entered the stream. Twat. Okay.
I mean, it's. If you just add this to the beginning of her song, I mean, you have twap.
Twap.
I don't think
so
we've taken a turn. And again, for you guys that hate the banner, I'm so sorry. But
Clip Peter says, I had a client want to use crypto. Traditional lenders wanted him to cash it out and let the money season for 90 days before they would let him use it. Wow.
Right. That's
he did find
do the math. That's 3 months.
Let him cash it out and then immediately use it. They wanted to season it.
And not.
Like, do you think like a paprika, or do you think like a garlic? Like what?
Well, I mean, that's a pretty extreme brine, is what that is for 3 months.
All right, Bruno. Ron Bruno. He's coming up. He wants to say something about this, I think. Ron, hang on. Let me bring up. Hold up. Producer Matt, bring up Clubhouse for me. All right, there it is. Ron, what say you, Mr. Lender?
All right. So what it means by seasoning, it just means that it has to sit in the account for 90 days because the lender, they're going to be looking at the past 2 months and they want to make sure that the money was just sitting there versus you showing that it's being converted and put into the account. So that's one in terms of the seasoning. But now, why? Because of the volatile nature, and they didn't recognize it. And this is in the past. But now what's happening with Bitcoin and any cryptocurrency is it is true. You do have to sell the asset in order to, you can't send crypto to title, right? So in terms of your closing costs, it won't work that way. But what you can do is you can sell it, put it into cash, and then it'll just sit in cash, just like a stock. So they're now recognizing that, because now they actually have brokerage platforms that they, that they can reference, that they can vet, and a lot of this has to do with the overall Patriot Act and all of the various laws when it comes to money laundering and prevention and all those types of pieces. So now
this just sounds slippery.
Have $50,000 in crypto. And when you are at that point when you're going to liquidate it, I always recommend that you do it sooner than later, so that your $50,000 doesn't turn into $25,000 and now you can't get the house. But if you have a little bit of a buffer there, then you can go ahead and liquidate it, and then that'll go in to your checking account, and then the checking account has already been accounted for, and then you just wire the money from the checking account.
Right.
That's interesting. Producer Matt with a good point. He said some crypto nerd could really bank off of consulting for mortgage companies. Pun intended there. Yeah, I think it's time that they kind of up the ante on exactly what Ron was talking about, how to do this better. There's definitely a better way to do it, especially if you could show a record. The whole point about Bitcoin and the currency itself and the blockchain is that you could trace easily where it came from. And so it doesn't seem like, especially a Bitcoin wallet, would need to be seasoned, because you could just see the entire record of those funds and where they came from, where they've been, and all that stuff. So really interesting. Thank you, Ron, for coming up. And yes, I knew what seasoning was, but it's funnier just to picture a little bit of paprika, maybe some smoked paprika being sprinkled on your money.
Yeah, just throw a little twop on that.